So let's get into high school. So you getting into high school. What was that like for you? Were you a good student? What was that like?
I was a horrible student. I was teenage alcoholic, teenage drug addict. So I wasn't going to school. I was skipping for weeks at a time. And that kind of culminated when I went to jail. I was going to, I guess, junior high is what we called it then, or middle school. It was Cherokee middle school. And then Madison West senior high. So I went to senior high like maybe part of 1 year. Then I was in jail and they expelled me and just said, okay, we don't want you back. Just come out, don't come back.
Let's go to that because that's the big crossroads of your life at that time, right? That's the first bigger one. I'm sure there's many, but that's got to be a huge crossroad. Did that shift you one way or another? What was that when that happened? What was going on in your mind?
Yeah, it really was a seminal moment because sitting in jail for months, you do have a little opportunity to rethink your life and rethink the choices you've made up to that point. I was so blessed. My best buddy was a guy named David. He dated a girl named Joy, and her father was a teacher in the school system. And she went home and said, Dad, you have to go rescue Randy Gage. He's in jail. He needs help. And so just one day, I heard jangling of keys, and then the cell door opened, and this guy came in. And it was her father. His name was Baxter Richardson. And he came in to rescue me and told me, you don't belong here. You're capable of great things. And, of course, I thought, who is this clown? What is he? He obviously has no idea who he's talking to. And I told him that. No, you're so far off base, you have no idea. And he said, that's not true. I talked to your teachers. I pulled your transcripts. Your teachers tell me you skip school for 3 weeks at a time, and then you come in and you ace a test. Your reading comprehension level is beyond college. You could do great things. And that was my saving grace, I think, as a kid, is I loved to read. So that helped me develop my thinking and my intellect. Because I sure wasn't getting it from school. I wasn't being challenged at school. It was just a joke to me. But I so desperately wanted to believe him when he said that I could be capable of great things that I believed him. Because what was the other alternative, And because he believed in me, I started to believe in me.
Yes.
And then, I had a public defender attorney who believed in me. I had a judge who said, hey, let's give this kid another shot. See if he can turn his life around.
How old were you?
Yeah, that really was a seminal turning point for me.
At that time, how old were you?
16.
16 years old.
Yeah.
So you go back to high school after that.
Well, I went back for a short time. Baxter was just transitioning. They were doing an experimental school in Madison. They called it School Without Walls. So they had a campus, but the idea was if you wanted to study electricity or be an electrician, you would go and apprentice with an electrician or a plumber or whatever. And students could teach classes, right? So if you created a curriculum and you got a teacher to be your advisor, you could teach a class. So I taught a class on political science because I was fascinated with politics. Always have been, still am. And I did that for, 6 months or so. I was in there, but then I was just like, I wanted to move. I had moved out of the house and I lived by myself and I needed to make more money.
And where were you working at that time? What were you doing for money at that time?
I was, working restaurant jobs, cook, dishwasher, that kind of stuff. And so I thought, I gotta quit school and make more money. And if I work really hard, I will become a restaurant manager And this is the ultimate pinnacle of success I could possibly imagine.
Right. Okay. So you look for another job. What'd you get into?
I stayed in restaurants, and I became a manager trainee, and then I became an assistant manager, and then I became a manager.
You hit your goal. How old were you at that point?